going on, people? Welcome to the Player Rating Show after our 0-0 draw at home to Southampton. Disappointing one. One of the ones that we could have ended up losing, though, to be fair. Red card changed the game, etc., etc. But we managed to not lose and at least get a point. So big up to 11, jumping on in the player ratings. Big up, bro. Actually, let's start with you. David De Gea, what would you give him out of 10 today?
David De Gea, I thought it was pretty average. I'd say a 5. To be fair, like the save, the one save where they had the header, I thought it was a nice save. But outside of that, it was just like there wasn't really much to write home about. In terms of his distribution, it was better than the Batiste game for sure. But
yeah, that was where he was literally kicking it to the play.
Yeah, the one thing I'll say, the reason why it would just stay a 5 is there were too many instances where he missed Rashford. Rashford was trying to make a run in behind and he just missed it completely. Even though times on the right when Pelestri came on, Pelestri was making runs, he'd miss it. So for me, bang 5.
I think you're going to agree with that, aren't you?
Yeah. Perfectly said, man. Perfectly said, bro.
Yeah.
5.
I think, yeah, he does make 2 good saves. I maybe would have gone with a 6 because he's made 2 saves that kept us in the game, but they were saves he should make. And the distribution thing, 100%, I can't disagree with that. Right back, Wan-Bissaka.
Really enjoyed his first half performance. You know, good little combination plays. I'm going to give him a 6 maybe. The second half was a little bit bog standard. The final product is, you know, that final third, getting good crosses in, he's struggling with. But, you know, off the line clearance today in important moments. So I'm going to give him a 6, maybe a strong 6.
Yeah. Do you agree with that before we move on, or do you want to change that?
I give him a 7.
Okay.
I give him a 7. I'd say I was really impressed with defensively. Some of his moments were so key for us. Of course, a goal line save. I felt going forward, yes, in terms of like the final ball, like I remember like the first chance we had where like he had a chance to like square it across, didn't quite get like it right. But I felt offensively he was quite good. Like in terms of combining with people, like when he got the ball, it wasn't like, oh, we're going to lose the ball now. Do you know what I'm saying? Like he would actually get it, receive. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I thought for him, it was actually one of his better games. So I give him a 7.
Okay, got 7 and a 6 there. Let's get to the centre backs. Let's go with Martinez. So let's go with Varane, who was next to Wan-Bissaka.
Varane, that's a hard one, you know. 6,
Yeah,
6,
I think
5 or 6.
Yeah, I think he just kind of
He was like there.
went under the radar, made sure he did what he needed to do, didn't do anything silly, didn't do anything amazing.
Yeah.
I think he just did what he had to do. I'm happy with a 6.
Yeah,
That's 7.
I'd say.
So no, because he's my guy. Try sneak it. All right, 6. I'm trying to we'll save the 7 for someone else, because actually the other centre back I think today was better.
I might give him higher than that.
Yeah.
Centre back, but I'd say 6 for Varane's fair.
I'm going to say 7 just to be nice. I think it's a clean sheet.
You don't have to, because me is my favourite guy.
It's a clean sheet on top of that, you know. So I'm going to say 7. And because Martinez
I got to be honest.
Get higher.
I got to be honest. I think he played a 6.
Yeah.
I think he was just, by his standards, just calm, just did what he needed to do.
If he's a 6, if he's a 6, actually, I think De Gea would deserve a 6 then. To be honest, I'd retroactively go back and say De Gea gets a 6.
No, I was giving him a 6. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think.
Okay. In retrospect, De Gea gets a 6. Varane gets a 6. We happy with that?
Yeah.
Okay. I think he was just steady. I think he was fine. Martinez.
I'm going to give him an 8.
Yeah.
You know, so brilliant on the ball. Key tackles as well for us, aggressive. I didn't like that he got the yellow card so early though.
Yeah.
But even
Anthony Taylor for you, don't it?
Yeah, I know. And then even with that though, you know, still composed, winning his headers at times. He's a brilliant centre back, man. And another player, you don't feel like he's going to lose the ball.
Yeah.
You know,
How many times did he just turn,
pivot a little,
pivot,
pirouette,
just to get out of trouble?
Oh, it's genius. It's genius, Fleck, man.
Yeah, I think considering obviously we're a bit down about the result, but this is the player ratings as individuals.
Yeah.
I think he did play really well, especially on the ball.
I thought it was one of the few ones where he had a very good game.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to like back. I think we all talk about him so much, but it's weird because he's one of them ones where I think when he came in, people thought he's tiny, like he's just going to be like a bit of a fairy. He's a good ball player, and I think when you have that image in your head, you're thinking small, good ball player, but he's a proper box defender. Like this guy will save you in moments. There's so many times where defensively he was just on it.
Even in for blocks as well, putting his
everything, and then on top of that, agility-wise, like the way he turns on the ball. He turns better than any of our outfield players.
Yeah.
And he turns better than
and it's so casual as well. Like Trey Adams has come in, or the other striker, I can't remember his name, just has a little turn, whoops, see you later. Yeah. And he passes with crispness.
Yes.
You see, like when he feeds the ball out to the left-hand side, whether it's to Rashford or to Luke Shaw, he waits for the right moment to do it, and he just does it crisp. And people can say that's the basics of a professional footballer, but so many players don't do that.
We don't have that
exactly.
a lot of the time.
Exactly. Okay, let's move it on a little bit. So 8, yeah? 8. Luke Shaw.
it's weird because I didn't think it was his best game to start off with. I thought he was a bit sloppy in the beginning, but then I did feel like some of our like best chances did come from his work. So for him, I'd say 6. Standing in the office room, I felt it was a bit up and down. Yeah, there were a bit of groans at times for Luke Shaw. I feel like he wasn't up there, like he wasn't on it at times, but at the same time, he did create a few decent chances, so I'd say 6.
I agree with 6. Do you agree with 6?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go into midfield. Let's go with Casemiro. I mean, he gets sent off before the sending off, let's be honest. He wasn't great. No. He wasn't great before the sending off. He wasn't awful. Played a couple of nice little clipped passes out to the wing and stuff, but I can't gas him. Like before the red card, he was, prime Pirlo, and then that just changed it. You've got to give him a 4.
Oh, 4. I was going to say 5.
Yeah, I think you've got to do you know what?
It's a -1 instant.
Yeah, it's right. Do you know what I mean? Look, the sending off was harsh. I get it. They can go for you. Where a yellow card, you get away with it. Other days, what happens like that, it happens. And I think the fact that he wasn't exactly remonstrating with the ref, like, oh my God, it wasn't that feeling. It was that's just an unlucky one. So I don't criticise him for that. We all gave him a standing ovation when he came off. He puts his heart and soul into everything, and he's the reason why we've been amazing this year. But on today, I think, when did that red card come? 20 minutes?
It was like 30 minutes.
30 minutes. In the first 30 minutes, he wasn't amazing.
You hit the nail on the head because Casemiro's that kind of guy where, like, I don't criticise him for it too much because that's just who he is. And we like him for it, do you know what I'm saying? Because we're better off for him being like that. But again, it costs us. And then, like, before that, his passing was a bit too all over the place to me. Like, he had a couple nice switches, but, like, I expect him to make them. So, I'd say 4.
2 4s over here.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I can concede 4.
Yeah. I'll stay with you then because that was quite quick. Let's go with the other central midfield. Bruno.
Interesting that he's playing in the 8 today. Really want to see him continue that work in the 8, but had to drop into the 10 because of obvious reasons. But a lot of the good work, breaking the line passes and stuff. Opportunity in the first half with Rash, and in the second half, good shot, but very wasteful with the ball. I'm gonna give him a 7. 7.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a 7.
A 7.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a 7.
Really?
Yep. I think he done well. I think he done well in moments in terms of creating opportunities for us. But then
I love Bruno.
It was extremely wasteful. 7.
That's what I'm saying. It was at times. I think the endeavour was there. The work rate was there. Obviously, captain. I actually think in the first sort of 10 minutes when he was dropping in them spaces off the front, it kind of coming deep to get the ball, linking up with. I was actually really impressed with his passing. I thought that was really good. But again, after the red card, it was just difficult to mark him. I just would have given him a flat 6. I think the work rate was there. It's got to be a 6 at best for me.
It's a hard one for me to rate because I thought like for most of the game, he was like the best link we had in terms of being
the only.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like being able to get us from the middle third to the final third. He was that guy for us a lot of the time. He played a lot of good balls to Rashford.
Yeah,
it's weird. I didn't think it was amazing, but I feel like 7.
You like the 7, yeah?
I feel like I'm leaning towards.
I'm outvoted.
I'm leaning towards 7.
Really?
Yeah. Weirdly enough, I am. I feel like he was in. Like when we had good moments, he was always involved.
Hit the post as well, actually.
Like.
Maybe I'm being too critical,
that means something to me. That means something to me. When you have a player who's always involved in the good moments, like there's clearly something there. So.
I think my 6 was more coming from the fact that the game changed, so his role had to change, and it was more about it wasn't about he couldn't really. It was tough for him to create from that point forward. We didn't really have the runners in behind. We wasn't really aggressive when we was in 10 men with the shape we was in. That's why I just thought it was just a flat 6. But
I'm having flashbacks. No, but there were times in the second half though. Marcel. There were times in the second half, where like
times in transition, man.
We didn't have a lot of chances because again we're playing with 10 men. We don't have a lot of chances, and he was a bit too wasteful. So I give. I think 6 fair. 6 is fair.
So there is 2 6s and 1 7.
I'm staying with the 7.
Okay.
I respect it. I'm staying with the 7 though.
Yeah.
But I do because I did say he was extremely wasteful.
Yeah.
But similar to what Eleven's saying, like I enjoy seeing players when the good things are happening, they're part of it.
Yeah.
And he was the one taking risks. For us.
I do agree with that.
And if we was to score, it was going to be to do with something. Bruno had to be involved.
Mine isn't because he had a stinker. Mine's just because the game changed and then his role it just had to be different. No. He almost gets as the winner. Do you know what I mean? So I love Bruno. I just think today I'm comfortable with 6. But okay, put it to you guys. Jadon Sancho.
Unfortunately, what's the lowest mark today? 4.
Yeah, was it Casemiro got the red card, but
so I'm going to give him a
5.
I'm going to give him a 5 then, Sancho. It was really, really poor. I'm expecting the Dortmund level to come out of him at some stage. It's just not been there. 5.
5. You know, then he had to go up front after the red card. Definitely wasn't the game for him to be up front. I thought that killed his momentum a little bit, because there were some good little bits that he did do when he was floating around as that 10.
Yeah, the problem that he had, right? So like, if you're splitting up the performances, right, from the 8 performance for the first half an hour, right? I didn't think it was too bad in the sense of like he was able to keep possession pretty well. And I know people have a problem with him being too safe at times, which has been a problem. He's not taking enough risks. You want to see the Dortmund side of him come out. He needs runners around him. The problem is he was playing as the right 8. And on the right, Anthony weren't really making a runs from like that. Wan-Bissaka was making a couple underlapping runs, but there wasn't enough movement for him to really cook, I felt. I'd give him a 6, because I do think for him, it was probably like one of his better performances. Like in terms of like taking people on, he wasn't like hard taking people on, but like he was evading pressure, like he was dribbling past people a bit, and I was like, there's a bit more personality to his performance here. It wasn't amazing. I do understand why everyone thinks it was bad, because the one thing I didn't like a lot was that there'd be attacks where things are flowing, it gets to him, dead. You know what I'm saying? And that is a problem. That needs to change with him. But I would still give him a 6. I felt like he ensured possession for us a lot when we needed it, where people were too sloppy.
And let's not get it twisted. A 6 is fairly average. So a 6 or a 5, fair play. I see what you were saying. No, I'll probably lean more towards the 5, but he was part of some decent moments. So I do see what you're saying. But these are the guys that they choose. Right, going into the front line now. Let's quicken up a little bit. Anthony,
not effective as can be, but I'm going to give an average 6. You know, but he's a very good ball carrier. He just needs to get to that Iron Robin level now, where the cut-in's so sharp and the
big level.
Yeah, I know, but
the big level.
But
I know what you mean.
Yeah, he needs to get in. It just because he's retaining possession for us. The counter attacks, I think he offers Bruno a little 35-yard shot as well through a counter attack. He's a little bit productive, but he needs to be a little bit better. So 6.
Agree with that?
5 for me. 5 for me. I feel like I'm not Anthony's like biggest fan. Just being honest, I'm not his biggest fan. I'm like quite critical of him for good reason though, because I feel like he just didn't do much today. There were a couple of situations where you can see the team trying to set him up to get that 1v1 situation so he can cut in. But again, because teams now know it's coming, he needs to be sharp with it. Do you know what I'm saying? When Robin would do it, because again, we're all thinking of Robin, because that's the first thing that comes out. When Robin does it, it's almost like, and it's done. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it happens very, very quickly. Whereas Anthony can sort of dwindle a bit on the ball, and it's like he's trying to set up too much. It wasn't quite happening for him. Outside of the moments where he did get like the couple isolations, he didn't really do much for me. Like I'd say 5.
5, yeah. I didn't really see him. I didn't really see him. There's one run where he drew a couple players in and did well, and they all gave him a sort of a high 5. That was one moment, but other than that, I just didn't see him. And
the problem as well for me with him was that the combinations on the right, where Sancho and Wan-Bissaka were linking up decently, it would always break down with Anthony. He'd maybe make the wrong pass, the weight on the pass wouldn't be quite right, or he wouldn't. Do you know what I mean? So I felt like there was too much going wrong with him today
to give him higher than that.
Yeah.
Okay, Rashi.
And he's got a high standard, so I'm going to give him a 6. Pretty average today. Had one key opportunity maybe to set up for Weghorst, and for the pass across.
I think the keeper guesses, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he goes to cut and the keeper guesses. Then there was another one where someone played it through to him, and his touch was just too heavy in the first half. Then second half, gets on the ball, realises it's gone too far, tries to leave a leg, tries to get to pen. Probably not the right thing to do there, but it didn't quite work out. But yeah, I think just average 6. Again, the game changed. The game, when we keep going back to it, but the red card literally, I don't think we're that team yet where, we've got 10 men, we're still going to swarm you, we're still going to control the game. Yeah. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. Weghorst, casualty of the red card, bit hard to judge him, kind of got to give him a
5, 6. I'm going to go 6.
Yeah,
I'm going to go 6. Decent player, pressing well. He still doesn't have that presence up front. I think that's the next stage for him, having that presence. But, a couple knockdowns into wide players at times, but 6.
Yeah, he allowed us to get up the pitch, I guess, right? And, he's good in that sense. But again, the box presence is very much lacking. He had the one header, which I would have liked to see him do more, because he's not getting many chances.
Maybe could have took it down on the thigh, maybe, and the head was quite low. Yeah, I probably would have went with a 5, to be honest. I would have went with a 5. And then let's get to the substitutions. I haven't forgot anyone. No, that's start 11. Let's quickly do the substitutions. You get Garnacho?
5. 5. Tried his best. Unfortunately injured. I hope speedy recovery for him. 5.
Yeah, hopefully it's not a bad one. I'll give you Pellistri.
5.
Yeah.
He couldn't really get into the game. He wasn't getting found out wide, and when he was heavily covered. He was getting double teamed that time. So yeah, not much to do there.
McTominay.
A big block in the moment, a 6 or 5, just pretty average. Decent performance from him, winning a lot of aerial challenges. Maybe should have gone up front and won and been the focal point. 5.
And then Maguire and Fred are probably NA. They come on really late. So considering it's a 0-0 draw, give me a man of the match.
Martinez, clearly by far.
Yeah,
Easily Martinez, easily.
not a great day. It happens. It's this is Premier League football, isn't it? You can't win them all. We didn't lose. We got another point in the bag when Liverpool lost. Who else lost? Just them, actually. Really, just down there, innit? So,
The manager.
Oh yeah, Ten Hag. What do you give Ten Hag?
7, maybe 7. Could have. I don't know what he could have done more. But 7. We didn't win. 11.
Yeah, it's always hard, right? Because again, like the game plan almost gets ripped up when Casemiro gets sent off.
Really difficult.
Like a lot of the issues today that I felt we had weren't down to like the actual structure of the team. I felt it was down to just individual quality of players, and like at the end of the day, the manager, he can't actively control that. So I'd say 6, pretty average there.
The only thing I would have made the changes sooner in the second half. I would have got Sancho out of there, out of that 9 position when we had 10 men, and brought on Garnacho a bit sooner. Other than that, there's not much he could do. So
why did Lissandra get taken off at the end?
Who?
Lissandra.
Because they brought on that big number 12, and he was sitting on him, and it's like, listen, it's near the end. I didn't mind that. Smash the like on the video, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and let us know what you think of the player ratings. Was it harsh? Was it too lenient? Or was it about right? Take care. Peace.